the charm, and the horns dropped down onto the ground, and he would have killed her on the spot, only he was as weak as water, and his fellow servants came in and carried him up to the big house. Well, some way or other the story came to the ears of the prince, and he strolled down that way. She had only the dress of a countrywoman on her, as she sat sewing at the window, but that did not hide her beauty, and he was greatly puzzled after he had looked well upon her, just as a body is puzzled to know whether something happened to it when it was young, or if it only dreamed it. The witch's daughter had heard about it as well, and she came to see the strange girl, and what did she find her doing but cutting out the pattern of a gown from brown paper, and as she cut away, the paper became the richest silk she had ever seen. The witch's daughter looked on with greedy eyes, and says, "What would you be satisfied to take for those scissors?" "I'll take nothing," says she, "but leave to spend one night outside the prince's chamber." Well, the proud lady fired up and was going to say something dreadful, but the scissors kept on cutting, and the silk growing richer and richer every inch. So she promised what the girl had asked her. When night came on, she was let into the palace and lay down till the prince was in such a dead sleep that all she did couldn't wake him. She sung this verse to him, sighing and sobbing, and kept singing it the whole night long, and it was all in vain. 4 long years I was married to thee, 3 sweet babes I bore to thee. Brown Bear of Norway, turn to me. At the first dawn, the proud lady was in the chamber and led her away, and the footman of the horns put out his tongue at her as she was quitting the palace. So there was no luck so far, but the next day the prince passed by again, and looked at her and saluted her kindly, as a prince might a farmer's daughter, and passed one. And soon the witch's daughter passed by, and found her combing her hair, and pearls and diamonds dropping from it. Another bargain was made, and the princess spent another night of sorrow. She left the castle at daybreak, and the footman was at his post, and enjoyed his revenge. The third day the prince went by and stopped to talk with the strange woman. He asked her could he do anything to serve her, and she said he might. She asked him did he ever wake at night. He said that he often did, but that during the last 2 nights he was listening to a sweet song in his dreams and could not wake, and that the voice was one that he must have known and loved in some other world long ago. Says she, "Did you drink any sleepy posset either of these evenings before you went to bed?" "I did," said he. "The 2 evenings my wife gave me something to drink, but I don't know whether it was a sleepy posset or not." "Well, prince," said she, "as you say you would wish to oblige me, you can do it by not tasting any drink tonight." "I will not," says he, and then he went on his walk. The great lady soon came after the prince, and found the stranger using her hand-reel and winding threads of gold off it, and the third bargain was made. That evening the prince was lying on his bed at twilight, and his mind much disturbed, and the door opened, and in his princess walked, and down she sat by his bedside, and sung, 4 long years I was married to thee, 3 sweet babes I bore to thee. Brown Bear of Norway, turn to me." "Brown Bear of Norway," said he, "I don't understand you. Don't you remember, prince, that I was your wedded wife for 4 years?" "I do not," said he, "but I am sure I wish it was so." "Don't you remember our 3 babes that are still alive? Show me them. My mind is all a heap of confusion. Look for the half of our marriage ring that hangs at your neck, and fit it to this." He did so, and the same moment the charm was broken. His full memory came back to him, and he flung his arms round his wife's neck, and both burst into tears. There was a great cry outside, and the castle walls were heard splitting and cracking. Everyone in the castle was alarmed, and made their way out. The prince and princess went with the rest, and by the time all were safe on the lawn, down came the building, and made the ground tremble for miles around. No one ever saw the witch and her daughter afterwards. It was not long till the prince and princess had their children with them, and then they set out for their own palace. The kings of Ireland and of Munster and Ulster and their wives soon came to visit them, and may every one that deserves it be as happy as the Brown Bear of Norway and his family. From West Highland Tales.